What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're back again with another Elestrals battle. This is a rematch of my previous battle, the one where I got my first win. This time, I'm not using my Trifernal it's Trifernal slash Electric deck. I would say probably like Revolt, something like that. This is a incomplete Majesty deck, as I'm still needing to get Poseidon for this deck. I do not have it yet right now, but as you can see, I am shuffling my deck in the random shuffle way to do it. 4 stacks of each of 10, getting that done. This was, of course, taped the last week as well. This is the match that came right after I got my first win, and we are good to go there. And since he went the last time in the previous battle, I decided I was gonna go first this time. As you can see, I do have my spirit sleeve, but I do not have enough sleeves for my regular deck, so it is what it is. Well, I hope to rectify that here in the coming days, weeks, whatever it is. But also make sure to hit that subscribe button and comment down below what your thoughts are on this battle. And I will draw first. I will, of course, go first. Can't draw, obviously. And I knew it's like, as I seen that reaction there, I drew Majesty right out of the gate. Was not happy about that at all. So I'm looking through my cheat sheet as I usually do. I'm going to just pull this together. And I played Foamy in defense position, and that's all I could do. Now, my opponent, as you can see, is the same guy as before. We did have a rematch, of course, and he draws as you do. And as we are going to pull this just a little bit, he plays Nectar of the Gods immediately, which always is a great first turn. In my opinion, it's a great first turn. If you don't have anything, Nectar of the Gods, always great. Also, I recommend drops of Leaf, at least if it's legal in a tournament that you're doing. 1 drop of Leaf in your deck at least should be mandatory, in my opinion. Of course, it allows him to draw 2 cards. He drew a Spirit. Now, we do come here to a point where he's checking. He accidentally drew a Spirit because this, again, was a match that came right after our previous match. And he mixed them up and ended up... Which is another reason why I took my Trifernal deck and I took the Spirits and put them in different sleeves that were given to us from Kickstarter. I have the 5 Pyro sleeves on them, but I ran out of sleeves and I can't do another one. So he ends up getting an Earthquake in there and mixing them up. So he's going to shuffle his deck once again because he drew out a Spirit. So he's just going to shuffle them again to be able to withdraw. And we're going to come here a little bit. Got to stop putting his cards under the camera. It is kind of like somebody who wants to be sliding anything and who has a good memory. Now he draws and he plays Boom Bat on his turn. Now obviously Boom Bat's ability is if he disenchants the Elestral from it, he can destroy an Elestral on my side of the field, which we went over that. I even mentioned to him he could do that if he wanted to. Now, Boom Bat, it's called Boom Bat. It's going to absolutely have that name for a reason. And it's diving in and blowing up itself. It's a kamikaze, basically. It's a kamikaze Elestral. It's going to go in, it's going to blow itself up, and your Elestral as well. So, my Foamy is gone, his Boom Bat is gone, and we are both at 0. Elestrals on the field. Now, that was his turn. This right here was a big mistake for me because, if I can find it, I have 2 cards in my hand the entire time. I foolishly come here, I draw right here, and I play Tadpuff in attack position because I wanted to get one one Spirit off of his deck. Now, Tadpuff's ability, and I'm going to pause the recording right now, Tadpuff's ability allows you to special summon it by expending a Water Spirit and be able to put it in attack position or defense position, one of the two. But I had Caprigal in my hand the entire match. If I would have been smart, I could have played because I'm gonna tell you right now, I have Crackhead in my hand right here, right now, in this hand. I play it in the next turn. We are going to show that, but I could have played Crackhead, and then I could have special summoned Tadpuff, giving me 2 Elestrals on the field. I believe Tadpuff has to be in defense position. Or is it in attack position? Okay, it's attack position. Yeah, it's Tadpuff's in attack position. So I could have had 2 spirits off of him, and I could have also had myself in a way to get Capoeiro up the very next turn. But I'm still inexperienced with this. I didn't think about it at the time. And in hindsight, being 2020, I absolutely could have given myself a better chance in this game. And just watching this video footage back to write all this out, I'm like, man, I really screwed up. So that was the end of my turn. Now he's going to draw, and he goes to play Gryffindor, as we're going to Gryffindor, but he does. Now, this is something I'm pretty sure in tournament play you're not going to be able to do. But since we're only playing casual and we're learning how to play this game, no harm, no foul. He went to play it. He thought it was going to allow him to bring back 1 Earth Spirit, but Gryffindor actually allows you to bring back 1 Earth Elestral. I think it's one. I believe it's 1 cost Earth Elestral, and he doesn't have any of those at the time because this is the first Earth Elestral. So he pulls it up and he plays. He rereads that and gets it wrong. So instead, he enchants Rumagem, which, as we all know, Rumagem allows you to search your deck for 1 cost Earth Elestral, and he grabs Equilnix. Now, I'm pretty sure it is not, like, for this, you don't have to tell me what you draw. There are certain cards that you have to, but I'm pretty sure you do not have to tell your opponent this. Somebody, like, let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure it's, for, like, a stadium, you don't have to tell anybody. For anything else, you don't have to tell anybody. But there's, like, I don't think you have to tell what you're grabbing. I could be totally wrong. So he grabs the Equilnix, and then he destroys Tadpuff, and that was that. Now, here's what I should have did in the previous turn. I played Crackhead. The reason I played Crackhead is I wanted to use its ability, prevents the chosen Elestral from being able to attack as its effects negated, to make it so that Crackhead, if he didn't have anything in the next turn, he wouldn't be able to go, well, I'm just going to destroy your Crackhead. So that's why I played Crackhead this way. If I would have been smarter than this, hindsight again, I would have played Crackhead on the previous turn and special summoned Tadpuff in attack position, got 2 spirits off on him, and would have been able to get an Ascension on this turn. Plain and simple. But that's my experience. This is only my fifth match. And then I went and played Golden Apple Discord, which I discard 1 card, which then I destroy 1 card, and then I pick a card from him randomly to destroy. So I get rid of Majesty because honestly, the game is so busted when the game is like mostly heavy first, unless you're Pantera, and the way Pantera's entire thing works, unless you're Pantera, you are not really getting to the third 3 cost Elestrals at all. So I go ahead and I destroy both. I destroy his Rumagem and destroy mine as well. So he will draw, and this time he draws before, and he puts full life force up, which of course puts +1 attack or defense on all Earth Spirits enchanted for every Earth Spirit on your Elestral. So his is at 5 on defense. So that was what he did there. Now, after his turn, I go and I have Equilnix. I drew Equilnix and I played in attack position. Unfortunately, I should have. The problem is he had it in defense position. So with him having full life force up, it affects both sides. Equilnix and has its 5 attack with the +1. He has 5 attack +1, 5 defense +1. So I cannot attack it and knock it out. That would just negate, and it would be nothing if I'm correct. So he wonders if he. This was a question I didn't understand why he asked. Like, could he ascend it with an water with a wind spirit? And I was like, you can. I mean, you have to have the spirits to be able to do it. And like the one to do it, I forgot all about Spinosect in this entire spot right here. I don't have a Spinosect because the only hollow outside of starter deck, which is absolutely ridiculous. I hopefully with set 2, and honestly they should have did this with first edition. Every single card should be available in booster packs, and every single card should have the chance to be non-hollow. There should be no card out. Like if you want to do starter deck hollow exclusive, that's fine. But cards in this booster box packs should have a chance to be non-hollow, plain and simple. But he draws. He's going over that. He plays Spinosect in defense, which, if you don't know, Spinosect's defense is 9. Its ability is it can attack while in the defense position, and he destroys my Aquilonix, costing me an Elestral, and that ends his turn. Now, as we get on here, I draw and I play Earthquake, destroying his Spinosect, basically. And unfortunately, that was all I could do at the time. Because those two cards right there, those two cards in my hand on this turn, I have the entire game from draw 1 to the end to the end of the game. They were if I can get the name right, it's Sakatoris. It's Clovey's evolution ascendancy. It is. I had Caporeggio, I had Sakukosaurus in my hand the entire turn, and then the Caporeggio in my hand the entire game because I could not get them up and I messed up. But he draws a card. We both do a spirit check. We are both at 12 at the start of this turn. He goes down to 11 with that. He normally casts Rumogen for 1 cost Celestial, which he does grab, and he grabs for the Stellar Pandison, which he has both Pandisons that are in said deck from the booster set in his hand. He could have probably went with something else, but he decided he was going to go for Pandison. And just going through his deck here. He grabs the Stellar Pandison, which is a nice Stellar. And he ends his... Did he attack? Yeah, he attacked me for 1. Ends his turn. So, now, I draw. Because again, I still have the same 2 cards in my hand the entire game. Those 2 never leave my hand. I played Atlantis and ended my turn. There was nothing else I could do. Which destroyed Full Light Forest. Unfortunately, and this is what really sucked, he again gets Full Light Forest, which destroys my Atlantis. So, that was basically on this end. It's like I need to have something turn around and get me in this turn, this next turn, or I'm screwed, basically. He's got this win in the bag. Basically, I misplayed and could have made this thing completely different if I would have actually paid attention to and I actually used Tadpuff's ability the way it's supposed to be used instead of just going, well, I'm just gonna... No, I should have used Tadpuff the right way, and I didn't. So, that's on me, and let's just see how the rest of this goes. So, he's going through here, and I don't remember exactly what he was doing there. He's checking through. He wanted to see what was in his thing. So he plays Pandison. And that is when he starts, he just starts taking over right here. There's nothing much more I can do. He takes and attacks 2, costs me 2 spirits. Now, he cost me 2 spirits, and that was the end of his turn, basically. I draw, I play Sluggle in defense position, that allows me, Sluggle is the ambrosia for the water deck, for a water player. So you get 3 spirits back that are water only. And in defense position, which gives me 3 spirits back, and that's all I could do. I end my turn. He draws, he normal cast, and this was basically it. He draws, he casts a P-Gust, basically destroying my Sluggle and costing me 2 more spirits. After this, as he will take, if Gem has to destroy, because it's the only one they can, I believe, destroy Sluggle, then he attacks with the other 2, and that cost me 2. Then I draw a Veritaqua, which I think, again, I misplayed Veritaqua. Because yeah, I misplayed Veritaqua absolutely completely wrong. I did this and I read this card completely wrong in this ability, because how Veritaqua is supposed to work is when it goes into battle against a defense position Elestral, not when it's in defense position. So I played this completely wrong here. I played it in defense, and I thought, and I read it as that's me being able to destroy one of his cards. Honestly, this didn't, like, this misplay didn't even really matter because he had the win anyway in the bag, basically. So I do that, get rid of his Gem, which is all I could really do, even if I could. And he ascends his P-Gust into Glidesdale, which is a beautiful full art, which we all got from our things. He then destroys Veritaqua from my hand, from my thing, and then takes me down. He takes me down to 5 spirits from this, and basically, I don't think I switch over again, do I? Yeah, I do. I drew, I got nothing with anything, and I just folded because basically what happens next, I got Tsunami. So the last card I drew was Tsunami. Nothing I can do. It's a counter rune. You have to set those. You can't just play those right off the rip. And I was down to 5 spirits. If I were to say I end my turn, he just goes, I attack with these guys right here, and he gets me down to 1 spirit, and there was nothing. And I'm pretty sure I looked at the next card, and it was nothing either. So I fall again. It was a lot. This one was a fun one. This went back and forth. If I would have had something that I could have got out of my deck to work, if I wouldn't have misplayed the Tag Puff, this deck, this could have went completely different. Because, like I said, I had, if I can find my mouse, I had in my hand, I had a how do you say this? Cartragial. When this card, if I would have had this, I could have destroyed an Elestral, which would have been allowing me to special cast an Elestral with enhancement cost of 1 from my Underworld in defense position. That would have been Tadpuff right away. Which then, with Tadpuff, and that would have been, or something else, and it just could have been a completely different story, because I would have been able to build up an army to take him down and possibly get other Elestrals on the field. Didn't get that to happen. But that is another Elestrals battle. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.